Marcus, yes, Marcus is dead. He's somewhere off.
Cool, cool.
Okay.
Sounds like
Okay.
fun.
Tally ho!
We push forth. Okay.
Okay.
We start, yeah? Okay, cool.
Woo.
This is exciting.
Welcome, adventurers. The world of Soteria. I'm going to read you a little thingy here, okay? The world of Soteria, translating to balance, suffers from the eternal struggle for a singular rule. It flows to and fro. Some stand by to witness events pass them by, while others take up swords to fight for change, resulting in the lands to be battle-worn and tired. Yet in this current status, Soteria slowly regenerates after its newly named centerpiece, Ignis Porta, Gateway of Fire. The mountain located in Soteria's heart erupted, bringing fire and a newfound power to the land 50 years ago, thus birthing the land of Incendium, meaning fire, though through the emergence of the corroding land surrounding the volcano. The eruption was capable of violently shaking the sails of Soteria as a protuberance of red and black rock spread, encompassing its surroundings. The generations of the land of Incendium persist. They grow accustomed to the harsh, hellish landscape that is Incendium, creating and renaming cities that match the land's status and unforgiving nature. It was welcoming to some and others revolting. In the areas surrounding stood three main lands: Anima, or life, Paradisi, paradise, and Raucous, strength. Rumors stir about the effects that Ignis Porta has on people, the way it entrances the subjects it rules over. It's becoming increasingly common to hear of distant dragon attacks in the outskirts of Soteria, something brews in the deep, as the land continues to thrive, but at what cost? Time can only be finite for those who live in Soteria. Yet for our story, our spotlight shifts to a much smaller focus, to the city of Falming. A cozy settlement with a population around 2,000 inhabitants, it is known to be the light in the darkness, the rage against the night of the land of Paradisi. Placed right at the border of the land of Incendium, it stands strong, withholding the ideals that are represented by Paradisi. It was a hub for the entrance to Incendium, and is also a main hub for mail throughout the surrounding land, as well as transfer into Incendium and beyond. Therefore, it is scattered with eager adventurers. Most of its economy is centered around this. It has a plethora of inns and stores to supply such adventures. It also has a majority of services to help guide adventurers or mere travelers throughout the hellish landscape into Incendium, and even to the mysterious woods of Zalost, which flanks the city. It is led by the noble family of humans named the Crows. You've heard rumors about them and how they lead their city, how they love their people with ruthless compassion and will stop at nothing to defend them. And here in this cozy town, a handful of random individuals find their destinies slowly beginning to intersect. In the late hours of the day, among 7 p.m., a light rain drizzles the town of Felming. Within the inn, above the tavern of the Bouncing Boar Barn Inn, awakes a hooded feminine figure from an unintentionally long slumber from her long travels. Her groggy eyes begin to blink open as she extends her gaze out of her window above the wet, dark, and barren streets of Felming. All right, Susie, please describe your character.
Ah, that's me. Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
that's you.
Thought that sounded familiar. Goodness gracious me. Hi. I am a humanoid being. I'm about 4'9", and I am completely covered in dark robes, and you cannot see my face or any part of my skin, hair, eyes, any defining features. You don't know what the heck I am.
Interesting.
Okay, so as you wake from this kind of groggy slumber, you hear downstairs a light kind of thumping noise, keeping beat to a rhythm of a muffled kind of viol that you hear. People are chanting, singing downstairs in the tavern below. It's an unnecessarily, like, kind of weirdly happy night in the tavern. Something that you didn't see coming into the inn. Your room is all dark. There's nothing really in there. It's just kind of a good ol' inn. What shall you do, Susie?
Is there nobody else? Oh, okay. I think you want me to go downstairs, so I'm tempted to stay in my room.
Oh my goodness.
Just to annoy you. No, okay, I go downstairs and see what all the commotion is about,
Okay.
and be annoyed.
So kind of walk downstairs, you see it's very bright in that room. There's many torches lit everywhere. It's kind of warm, damp. It's cozy. It's something that it's very warm and inviting. And there's a sign that it's written in chalk, kind of hanging, kind of crooked against the railing, saying, "Please wait to be seated." And you look across as it is filled to the brim, and there is literally no seats that you can see in sight. And a kind of happy-looking bartender kind of peeks her head around the corner and says, "I'll be with you right in a moment." And then she kind of like waddles towards you, kind of like bustling through the crowd. And she kind of just stops in front of you, and she's like, "So, are you here for a drink, or are you here to see all the music?"
I don't see anything.
Not the talkative type, I see. Okay. Well, I'm Lucy. Lucy Redmay. And then she's like, "All right, I got the perfect place for you." And then she kind of like walks over and guides you, and kind of just brings you over to. She kind of like brings you over to these two people. It's the only table that is half filled at this moment. Every other table is filled with all the commotion and just everything. And you see these two figures. One is a stern, proud, elvish woman, and a very, very, very confused looking but very happy and joyous figure, with beating yellow eyes. Katie and Jake, would you like to describe your characters, please?
You want to go first?
Sure. So, as Jamie said, I am an elf. Let me just find it. I'm about 5 feet tall with bluish white skin, silver hair, and violet eyes. And I'm wearing green dress, like traveling clothes, and like plain shoes.
All right. Human male, white. I guess the notable things would be black hair, yellow eyes, wearing just what the actual in-book description is of traveler's clothes. Very plain.
Okay, so Lucy, she is this kind of really bouncy kind of redhead. She has really short red hair down to her like jawline. She always has a smile on her face with like little. She's like sprinkled with freckles, and she has this nice green dress on with a white apron, and she kind of just nicely plops Susie's character down right in front of you two, and kind of just says, "So what will y'all take? What do you want? Anything in particular?"
What? Hi, what's your name?
My name's Lucy. What's your name?
Oh, hi, my name's Anon.
Hi, Anon. What do you want to eat?
Oh, wow. What do you have?
We have anything. We have like meat. We have bread.
Do you have bread? You have bread?
Yes, we have bread. Do you want bread?
Yeah. How much? How do I get the bread?
You have to pay for the bread, and that's
Oh.
3 copper pieces.
I don't have those. I have, and he pulls out a gold piece. I only have these.
Ooh, no. That can buy
How
you
many?
a lot of bread.
How much bread?
She kind of leans over. Hey, Jonathan! And then you see a guy, black hair, green eyes. He's in like the same colored green. He pops his head up in response to Lucy, and he's like, yeah, what's that? And she's like, how much for the how much gold is that, dear? And she kind of leans over to Anon again.
It's just one. I hold it up.
How much can one gold piece get this? How much bread can one gold piece get this man here? He's like, oh, what, 2 loaves? And then Lucy's like, she turns over, 2 loaves. 2 loaves of bread.
Ooh, that sounds really good. But my mouth feels dry. What is that? Tia?
Oh, I forgot. My name is Tia. That's probably because you want something to drink.
Oh. What is to have to drink? What?
It's
Jake, what's your character's name?
Anon.
Anon. Okay. Thank
Like
you.
the abbreviation for anonymous in Reddit posts.
Okay. If I keep accidentally calling you Nyx, it's because you're still Nyx, and it's gonna actually
I can change that.
appreciate it.
so a drink is kind of like food, like the bread that you really like. But it flows more.
Do you have flowy bread?
Well, we got some fine ale. Does that count?
Ooh, what's the stuff that's in the rivers that flows?
That's called water.
Water. Mm-hmm.
Can I get one of those?
Okay.
That looks clear.
All right. I'll bring you. I'll make you a deal. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll bring you 1 loaf and 1 cup of water, and then when you're ready, I'll bring you another loaf of bread. Does that sound like a deal?
Yeah. He's holding out the gold piece to her.
She kind of snatches it and puts it in her pocket. She kind of puts her hands on her waist and kind of just. Tia, I heard him say, "What would you want? What do you like to have?"
I'm all set for now, but thank you.
Alrighty, and she kind of just wanders back into the kitchen.
Want to turn to Susie's character? Hey, what's your name? That's how you introduce yourself, right? Yeah. What's your name? He extends a hand out for a handshake.
I just stare at him.
I'm gonna try and look under the hood to see your face.
I grab his face and I push it back.
Ah! Okay. Why do you not like your face being seen?
You should ask before you touch.
I'm just trying to look. I'm just tilting my head.
So as this is going on, you observe as various streams of people walk in. It's a various mix of humans, halflings, elves, all of the sort. But something catches your eye, something different. You see a pink neon-haired tiefling walk through the door. DJ, would you like to explain your character?
Oh, just kidding. All right. So she walks through the door, head held up high, with a smile on her face. She's a light pink tiefling. Sorry. She's short in stature, slender and curvy. She has neon pink hair, wavy, that ascends to her jawline. Light blue eyes, long horns that sweep to the back of her head. She wears a light blue dress, and she has a purple cloak. She wears a purple cloak with a wizard's hat on the back of it. And she has a pendant flower in her hair, keeping it from flowing into her eyes. She has brown knee-high boots, gray leggings, and she travels in with her blue dress. All right. What do I see? What's in the tavern?
So it's pretty like rough in there. Like people are having like it's almost like if they have a mosh pit around like a small stage, in the corner where a person with a viol is kind of just rocking out. Everyone's singing, chanting, beers
A
flying everywhere.
viola?
And they're all kind of just having a great time. It's like it's pretty small. It's pretty small and compact, but it's only seeming that way since it's so crowded. And right as you turn into the door, there is a bar, and behind that bar is a busy-looking redhead and another like kind of taller man, strong jawline with black hair, just working about the bar and trying to get things done.
All right. My character will walk up to the redhead bartender.
Okay. Whoa!
Stop. Oh, frick. You go.
Do you know what people do to you if you don't have a hood?
Oh, it's quite all right. I'll be fine.
Are you sure?
Do you think I could have... Oh, yeah, I'll be fine. Do you think I could have a glass of water? And do you think I could perform on stage?
You are a brave tiefling. I respect it. She kind of like extends her hand really like joyously and kind of in your face a little bit. I'm Lucy. What's your name?
Oh, me? I'm Amity. That's Amity. Amity. Juthing.
Hi, Amity. She pours you a glass of water in her mug and kind of just slides it across the table. Perform at your own risk.
Yes, of course.
Can't promise your safety.
Oh, you don't need to. And I'll be fine.
Please.
Thank
be
you for the
safe.
worries.
Please be safe. And she
Oh, I will.
She kind of just like leans back, grabs the bread and water, and walks over to the table with the three mysterious figures and kind of just plops it right down in front of Anon. It's like, there you go. Just holler if
thank
need the
you.
bread. Just holler if you need the bread. And she kind of
Certainly.
eyeing at Amity, she kind of just walks behind the counter, kind of worried for her safety. And Amity, you can feel the wandering eyes kind of locking onto you as more and more people notice your presence and kind of just stare you down as if you're naked almost. Like they're kind of just like staring you down. It's like looking to start trouble almost, but none of them take any advances. What do you do?
Alright. Is there a stage of some sort? Or
Yeah, there's a stage in the corner where there's like this little mini crowd around 15, 20 people kind of just crowding around it, watching the performer who has just ended and is saying his thank yous and about to leave the stage.
I'll see if I could get on the stage.
Okay. So you kind of walk through this kind of mosh pit almost, and do you walk through trying to avoid contact, or do you just kind of like push yourself through? What do you do?
Oh, I push myself through.
Okay. So you see a couple of like you hear like a couple of like, what are you doing? Like as you pass by, as you start pushing people aside, and you get to the stage, and they're all kind of just looking at you really weird. One of them noticeably is a lot taller than the others, and he's a minotaur, and these very long horns extend up across his face, and he has a nose ring, and he has a great battle axe on his back. And he's kind of just scoffing and eyeing you down.
I won't mind it that much, and I will walk on stage and grab out my tambourine, and I'm gonna start performing a song.
Okay.
What shall I sing?
You hear from the crowd, what is this tiefling gonna perform for us? And the minotaur kind of just goes, "Ugh." Like hell she would. What do you do?
Oh, I guess I'm gonna perform my song.
Okay.
Here. I'll just sing a song. When you're ripe with devastation, there's a simple explanation. You're a toy maker's creation, trapped inside a crystal ball. And whichever way he tilts it, know that we must stay resilient. No, we won't let them break our spirits as we sing our silly song. When I was a little bitty, galloping old blaze overtook my city. So she took me off to the orphanage, the ditches, roots if you want to fit in. So I dug 1,000 holes and cut a rug with orphan boys. Now memories are blurred and faces obscured, but I still know the words of this song. When you bungle all your bangles and your loved ones have been mangled, listen to the jingle jangle of my gypsy tambourine. Cause these chords are hypnotizing and the whole world's agonizing. So children, please stop your crying and just sing along with me.
Silence is over the crowd. The Minotaur kind of looks disgusted, but you see Lucy in the back kind of like silently clapping to you, and she runs over to the table where Anon, Tia,
I'll
and
clap.
Susie's character is. It's like, wasn't that great, guys?
Yeah.
Nod.
That is the only clap in the entire tavern as you see the Minotaur like violently turns its head and stares down Anon and is like, do you support this thing? And he kind of just stares straight into your eyes, Anon.
That's a person, not a thing.
No. This, he kind of like gestures toward Amity. This is a thing. This disgusting creature. I'd rather.
Then does that make you a thing? And me a thing?
He kind of looks kind of dumbfounded at what the heck he just heard, and he's like, "I'm sick of this." And he's like, "All right." He whips out his great axe from his back, and just slams it like he takes the axe and he takes the sharp end and he cuts it into the table in front of him, and then like it's almost like a shock kind of leaves some room as everyone kind of like recoils back from his axe.
Why are you so mad?
Why are you not mad? This tiefling thinks she can just walk in here, just like it's her turf.
Tiefling?
Are you stupid?
No, I'm just out of town.
Of course. And then you hear a silent voice from the crowd. It's a small halfling. And it's a guy. He has brown curly hair, blue eyes. What's your problem, Minotaur? He kind of just screams from. The Minotaur kind of like looks around. He's like, "Who said that?" Turns out it was the little halfling seated on the table right next to you guys. And he's just kind of he's like piss drunk. He's like burping. He's like his head is like slamming on the table, and he's just like, I don't know what's going on. And then the Minotaur, with a large grunt, he's like, ugh! He unhinges his axe from the table as Lucy starts to like get. You see her next to you guys. She gets really really uncomfortable, and she kind of like starts backing up. As the Minotaur comes over and like grapples the halfling and kind of just like slams him on your guys' table. Your bread flies off, the drink spills on the drunk man.
No!
Smack dab on your table. I gotta teach this little one a lesson.
Don't teach him a bad lesson.
What? You want one too? And he kind of turns over, and his horns are like in your face. Like they're just right in front of you.
Those are sharp, aren't they?
And he kind of he leans back for a second. He turns his head down and he slams his horns straight into the breast of that halfling, and the horns go straight through the table, straight through him and straight through the table, and you see the life leave that little halfling drunk man as his last words were, "What the?" And he kind of just, he's dead. on your table right in front of you as Lucy gasps and recoils and jumps behind the counter. People gasp around him and he's like, "What? Do you want something next to?" And then he turns to you, Anon, and kind of pushes Susie aside to make room for himself to get into a battle stance.
Yes.
Can I cast a spell?
I also want to cast a spell.
I was gonna cast a spell.
Roll initiative, my
Yeah.
Roll initiative, please.
Too late to cast Healing Word on that poor halfling.
No, he's gone. He's dead.
That
I should have
man.
intervened quicker. I'm an idiot. I could have saved.
Ooh.
No.
You guys could have saved him. I don't know.
I was thinking about saving him, but I remembered I don't care.
I was gonna save him, but I
Anon wouldn't know what to do until that happens.
Good point.
Is it with
Ah,
Anon?
frick.
Oh,
Right. 7.
okay.
All right, DJ.
20.
7.
Whoa. Okay.
That's
11.
not high. That's terrible.
Okay. And then, Katie.
Just a minute.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'll just put my name here for new nickname on the server.
All right. Give me a moment while I grab my D20.
I
Okay.
have it when I'm
Okay, Katie, what did you get?
13.
13. Okay. Okay, and we'll see what the boy got. Okay.
Please roll high.
About to get wrecked by 4 dudes.
Oh my lord.
Indeed.
Okay.
Well, 3.
Well, yeah. I meant
He's gonna be like
well,
in
kind
level
of 1
15
actually.
barbarian, isn't he?
No,
Something
no,
ridiculous.
No. He's...
Look, 20 barbarian.
Yeah,
This is supposed to be the party tank, but we're about to murder him.
There we go. That's what happened to him.
Murder!
Okay.
We don't have one of those, do we?
Susie, it is
Nope.
your turn. What shall we do?
Cool. Do I even have a single spell that would murder someone?
Level 2. Oh yeah.
I don't know. What spells do you have?
Hey, you should have made me high enough to have a fireball. This is just mean. This is cruelty.
And you fireball the entire table and everyone dies. End of campaign. GG's, everyone.
Exactly. That's what
Nice
should
effort.
happen.
I feel like our group
Frick, I didn't
is,
roll.
is
Give
chaotic
me a second.
enough
I gotta
to
roll
do
for my
that
health.
Good thing I had a second character ready.
Oh my goodness.
already.
Look, I really like the campaign setting, and I made a character that was perfect for it too.
Grab my pencil.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a cantrip poison spray.
Okay.
Please don't aim it at us.
Aim it at you? Okay. That's a great idea.
All
Thanks.
right, boys, you ready for the TPK? The first one?
Okay. Is that it's a D12, right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I knew that. I know how to D&D.
Yeah, and they must make a Constitution saving throw.
Eh.
Okay,
Did he make it?
my boy.
Keep dropping my dice.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, so he takes
he takes
half damage or no damage?
No damage, I don't think.
Oof. Sadness. I'm useless.
Whatever the spell says.
Yeah, no.
Since it's a cantrip,
he takes
probably
some
no.
damage. He takes some damage. So you watch as the hooded feminine figure kind of just steps back and it just extends her palm out as like this green kind of goo comes from her hand and lands on the Minotaur's face. And he just kind of like swipes it off and looks at her and kind of just like ugh, he kind of almost as a feint. He kind of like tries to juke you out by trying to intimidate you. Next would be Katie. What do you want to do?
I'd like to cast the cantrip Firebolt.
Okay. Give us a moment.
Hopefully well aimed.
Oh my goodness.
Great. 1.
Okay. So.
Who just died? Oh, human.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't. So it zooms straight in like straight in between his horns, just as he kind of just looks at you and he's just like, yeah, okay. As he sees all this like barrage of like he kind of takes it's almost like he didn't realize that this table was like so irritable as it seems. He kind of just
Oh, what do you expect?
he kind of just stands there stunned and takes the halfling body and kind of just slings it across the room to like clear up ways. And then Jake, now it's your turn.
So when a spell requires a melee attack, does it deal the melee damage too?
What's the spell?
Inflict wounds.
I believe so.
It says make a melee attack against a creature you can reach. On a hit, the target takes the damage.
Yeah, I think so. But you got to make a roll for that.
Yeah. I was just wondering if it also did melee damage. The melee damage for it. So I want to punch the Minotaur in the face. I want to like get up on the table so I'm at his height and punch him in the face.
Okay.
And I'm casting inflict wounds, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no.
What's the roll?
Oh no.
What's the roll?
6.
Okay. So he sees the punch coming, and as you're swinging by his nose, he kind of turns his head just a little bit as it whizzes past, and he kind of looks at you straight in the face, and takes his arm, and because it is his turn, he takes his arm and just knocks your nose with his elbow. As he's holding his axe, he kind of like turns to the side a little bit and just like knocks you in the face with his elbow. Okay.
Or does he? Are we assuming we're unequipped right now? Since it's in the bar?
Yes.
Ooh.
I got my instrument.
How many hit points do you have? And what is your armor class?
Me? I got 13 hit points total and an AC of 12 currently.
Oh my man. Okay. And then...
We're squishy.
And then... Sorry, give us a moment. He does... 7 hit points of damage. Just smack in your face. Just right in the nose. And you're sent flying back into your chair again, off from the table, and your nose is just bleeding. And right now, you're kind of just stunned. Okay, you're kind of just like stunned. You're like, oh my goodness, this man. And you watch as he goes in, and he steps back a little bit, and then he's prepared for the next attack that's going to come his way. And for you right now, give us a moment. You are... Give me a moment. Give me 1 second.
Dun, dun, dun.
Stunned. You're stunned.
Oh.
Right now. Yes.
Wait, are we... Is that a condition? Or...
Yeah, condition. That's this.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that was the massive damage thing that I was talking about in our session 0. How if you take a large amount of damage relative to your health, it judging by what the attack was, it will do a condition to you. So that's called massive damage shock. It's just an improvised rule. I'm just gonna implement it and see how it goes for now.
Jeez.
So you see, Anon is kind of in his chair, slouched over with like blood coming from his nose. And he's just kind of like dizzy, and he's just it's almost like you see the yellow birds tweeting around his head at the moment. DJ, it is your turn.
Ah, yes. Okay. From from the back of I'm gonna get gain some distance and
Okay.
stand behind some sort of table. I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
I'll insult after I succeed. Otherwise, I'm gonna run out of insults this campaign. Make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. He gets a. He gets a 22.
Frick, just barely passed. All right. All right. I guess I'll throw my healing. Are you doing gritty realism?
Yeah. For the most part.
How much health do you got, Anon? Wait, does that metagaming?
6. Don't worry about it though.
I guess that's kind of been.
Last attack did like 7. You're good.
Oh, how much was it?
Last attack was like 7 on you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my land.
You know what? You're surviving that round. You're good.
Probably.
Probably.
Depends if he can get over the table past the other two. I don't know if they'll defend me though.
I'll
Okay.
heal you if you go to 0. That's versus turn.
Okay. So you see from behind the counter this redhead pop up with a sword in hand, and she yeets herself across the table in
my
one
God.
kind of terrified, very, very terrified, shaky scream. She goes, "Yeah!" You know, and she kind of just like slashes. She slashes at his arm.
Gotta defend the home turf.
She slashes at his arm, and the darn it, Lucy. And then she misses. She goes in, she misses, and she's like, "Oh no!" And then the Minotaur kind of just bunts her back just a little bit, and she kind of like falls back and hits the side of the counter. Just kind of unfazed. She's kind of he kind of like takes his forearm and like body slams her just a little bit, so she like stumbles back towards the counter unaffected. She was literally just a fly to him at that point. So now going back up to Susie.
That is me.
Yes. What shall ye do?
This guy is tough, and no one seems to be able to hit him, right?
Clearly not.
Something like that.
It really is
And
like that sometimes.
we're gonna die, probably. Because, I mean, Anon's just
Already?
dead. Almost.
Yeah.
It's just
Rest
I'll
in
heal him.
peace.
Don't worry.
So I'm just gonna back up. I'm gonna go by that stage where there's probably protection by things. And I'm just gonna hide. Because I don't want to die, thanks.
Okay, so you kind of like dart past him, and he has an opportunity of an attack on you.
Thanks.
What's
Appreciate
what's
it.
your AC?
Oh no.
Oh wait, no.
I forgot.
Yeah,
What?
what's your AC? Sorry, I thought I had it. What's your AC again?
I don't remember. Because,
So
okay, what's armor class when you're not wearing any armor? I don't even remember at this point.
I think it's like 10 plus dex.
or minus
No.
dex.
I always
As I unfortunately learned
Wait,
one
10
campaign.
plus dexterity?
Or minus?
I never go at that armor.
Whatever your modifier is, yeah.
Okay,
Dex. Is it minus?
15.
Oh, okay.
15.
So
Okay.
Oh jeez.
You're good.
you dart
You're
past
freaking
him.
dexterous.
You dart past him, and he swings his battle axe like straight across. But you manage to like do like the limbo kind of move and just kind of glide under it, and then just continue to run into
Matrix.
the crowd. Yeah, you just matrix it. And you run into the crowd. That's kind of like scattering at this point, but still kind of there's like a few spectators that are just watching it, and it seems to be the Minotaur's henchmen that are kind of
Kill them!
Yeah.
Kill them!
Hold up 1 minute. Was that your dex score? Or was that 10 plus your dex mod?
10 plus my dex mod of 5.
Oh,
plus
dang.
5.
Your modifier's 5?
Yeah. Yeah.
Points.
Oh my goodness.
I had some lucky rolls and some less lucky rolls. So,
That is oh, you probably put your highest stat in Dex.
yeah, Dex and Charisma.
So you
Oh.
watch
Sorcerer.
as she kind of darts into the crowd, and you kind of lose sight of her at a moment, and she kind of runs like right in front of you, Amity, where you're standing. Katie, it's your turn.
Great.
Boy.
There's really not much I can do.
Yup.
You guys got an attack?
Can I take out one of my daggers and do something?
One draw. Is it daggers? Do daggers. One action is drawing a sword or
Unsheathing a thing requires an action.
An action, yeah. So you kind of just you stand there and you watch as the Minotaur swings right past Susie's character. She kind of like does the Matrix style under, and then you draw your dagger, and then we're gonna move on to Jake now, which is
I'll sway back and forth in my chair and just topple it backward.
okay.
I don't. Wait, guys. I don't mean to be a rules lawyer, but I think drawing a sword isn't an action. It's if you don it if it's on the ground.
No,
I
I'm
think.
pretty sure unsheathing something is required as an action.
No,
I double check. I think it was like page 190. But
Actions in combat: attack, cast a spell, dash, disengage, dodge, grapple, help, hide, improvise, ready, search, shove, use an object. Ready is sheathing or unsheathing a sword,
all right. I guess I don't know. I'd have to.
or donning and doffing a shield.
I never looked this up. We always have our weapons out.
I'm glad to have a fellow rules lawyer.
Awesome.
Scared now. Okay.
My entire D&D group is rules lawyers. Is insane.
Yes. Be terrified, Jamie.
He sees as he swings past his now body is facing into the direction to where Susie's character is headed, as well as where Amity is still standing up on the stage. If you hear my dog, I'm sorry. And he uses charge, and he yeets through the crowd, kind of just like he's knocking people over as he goes, and he okay. Susie, please make a dexterity saving throw.
Any of our boys get the opportunity attack?
I don't, because I'm stunned. Tia might.
My D20.
Fine. The ginger girl is gonna carry our team.
Indeed.
Lucy. Okay. Plus 5
You write that down. Actually, I forgot.
19.
It's our party tank,
Okay,
Lucy.
so you see as the Minotaur runs straight, like you're right there, and you kind of like do that, the good old football juke, and you kind of like go outside, out of the way, and he flies forward, and his horns get go straight into the stage. Like he kind of trips over like a stool, right as he's like pushing past everyone with his horns straight out, so he can't really see what's in front of him, and he trips over a stool.
Horns sound really inconvenient, honestly.
Yeah.
He trips over the stool, and he goes head first, goes straight into the stairs right at Amity's feet, as he misses you. As you do like the juke thing, and he's like, oh, and he's like struggling to get out of there. And then now it's your turn.
Is Amity okay?
DJ. Yeah, Amity's fine.
Good.
Yeah, it's like the steps like right in front of her where the horns went into, and she's kind of looking down upon the Minotaur at the moment. DJ, what do you want to do?
Dude, this is one enemy. Frick, I should have been planning my moves. You know what? Can I use Dissonant Whispers, make a dexterity, wisdom saving throw?
Okay.
He's fell.
19.
What the frick? How wise is this guy? Alright, I think you take damage at least. Give me a second.
Okay.
On a failed save, take 3d6. Dang it. There goes my spell slot. Okay. Let me roll.
Okay.
First time on Discord doing this stuff. It's really confusing.
How many people are working with character sheets, and how many people are doing this online?
I got character sheet, but I also am using dice on the Discord.
Oh,
Character
Not
sheet.
Discord, like the internet.
D&D Beyond, guys.
D&D Beyond, guys.
D&D Beyond doesn't have my race.
All
Okay.
right, so you take 3 damage.
Wow, dude, that's insane.
That's 3 more than anyone else's.
That's
Yep.
3 damage. Sorry, all right, I tried.
Okay.
Can't wait for this TPK.
Okay, so yeah, this is fun. That's gonna end my turn.
Okay. So, Lucy in the corner, after missing her shot, has been quivering it in her boots with her sword at hand this entire time, watching as this all unfolds. And she's sitting there really nervous. You can tell she's kind of like her face is all red. She's all just kind of she's really really scared. This has never happened before. And she kind of just stands there and she kind of bustles through the crowd and kind of almost wimpily kind of slices at his foot, and she gets advantage because he's prone. And give me 1 second.
The DM is self-imposing disadvantages on his character, so he
Oh
can.
my goodness. Okay, listen. I can get the thing. Give me a second.
I might.
So she has 4 points of damage. Okay. Okay, so Susie, it's now your turn.
Okay. What a magic do I have? I'm gonna cast Firebolt. It's a cantrip.
Okay. So as you're standing above him, you kind of just yeet. No.
Oh, it sure would be a shame if I hit Lucy.
No, Lucy.
That would be a shame.
And you get advantage on that. So
Susie.
you need to make a. Okay.
What?
Do you
Okay.
not like Lucy?
I love her.
The names are too close. She's got to kill everyone.
Okay. So that is also at advantage. Okay.
What?
Oh, Jamie.
You alive?
Yes, sorry. I'm just refreshing myself. Here. Okay. Okay. So
Did I kill him? Oh, I have to roll no. Did it hit? Should have hit.
What did you roll? Roll a hit?
Oh, I mean, it automatically, it's a hit cantrip, it hit.
Oh, right. Sorry. It goes slams
Constitution.
straight in the back of his head, okay? Just straight in the back of his head. And he kind of jolts forward and is like, oh! And he rips his horns from the stairs as he has
I haven't done damage for him yet.
Yeah, I know.
Don't
I'm
think you
just-
can get
I'm
away
just-
with this.
I'm just doing the action. And he kind of yeets himself
Oh,
and stands in front of you. What was the damage?
10.
Wow. Okay.
Yay!
Okay.
Finally, I'm useful.
And then now it is Katie's turn. Katie.
I do something with. I don't. How do daggers work? I do something with a dagger.
You're
You
gonna have
stab.
to run over to him.
Stab
You
or
can
throw?
throw it. It's got a range property of 20-60.
I guess I run over.
Okay. As you run over through the crowd, people are starting to run because from that point to where the Minotaur, Amity, and Susie's character are standing. As the fight has progressed towards that area of the tavern, people are starting to run in these various directions, and you're kind of just trying to like get through the crowd. So you make it to just about in front of the Minotaur, and you want to, I presume, stab him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you roll a roll? Where is it? Right? Yeah.
How much?
What did you roll?
A D20.
Yeah.
6.
Okay. You see, he kind of he leans back as the dagger kind of as you put the stabbing motion through, he leans back and he knocks the dagger away. So as you watch, he punts your hand in the other direction, and you kind of stumble a little bit, and that you look at him again, preparing to fight again. Jake, it is your turn. Stuck in the corner.
Do I have some ability to like try and recuperate?
Let me actually look at that. Okay.
I-
I'm sorry. I have to.
Because it doesn't say anything for stun, but
Here. Let us consult the
Or-
D&D Beyond.
that'll take 5 years.
I got it up almost.
Okay, thank
A
you.
stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, can't speak, only Sorry, I'm not smart.
I can mumble.
Creature automatically fails strength and dex saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. I think after you're stunned, you're good.
So after the initial stun, after a
Prob-
round has gone by, you can go again?
I think. I don't know.
All right, for the sake of this, let's just say yeah. You kind of recuperated, and you're kind of you wipe the blood away from your mouth. You get up from your chair, and what do you want to do?
That was mean. He points like. I'm sorry.
My bread.
Susie.
He points 2 fingers at the Minotaur
Okay.
and casts Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
So confused. What the frick are playing, man?
Eldritch Blast!
Yes, it inflict wounds a second ago.
Let's see. That's 21.
The frick?
Woo!
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
That
Yeah.
that hits. What is what's your
Oh, your attack. I thought you did damage. My bad.
what's
That was
your-
not damage.
what's
I
your-
feel like
I
you're
do-
rolling natural dice.
I do 4 damage.
My D20.
Okay. So at this
Come away.
point, the Eldritch Blast hits him like square in the shoulder, and it kind of, as the crowd kind of runs in all these different directions, it perfectly sifts through, going like under people's arms and stuff like that, and it kind of just like straight through, perfectly cut through the crowd, and it hits him straight in the shoulder, and he's like, ugh, and he kind of, as it explodes on his shoulder, he stumbles back, and
Your quarrel is with me.
and he stumbles right back onto Amity. So now you're prone under the dude, under my man.
Me?
Yes, you. And he's just kind of on top of you, kind of squirming, trying to get up. You can see the damage that has already been done to him, especially that firebolt on the back of his head that is kind of like dripping blood onto your face at the moment, and your clothes, and you're just kind of like, yeah. And you can also notice that there's a lot of dried, stained blood on his fur, and it's just kind of like, yeah, this guy's gotten into a little bit of trouble. And then at that moment, all the torches in the room go black. Everyone, there's some slight screams around.
Is there still light coming through the windows?
No, even I was about to get to that.
Oh.
So all the torches go out. The light from the
Is
window.
the.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Okay. So all the torches kind of wisp out all at once. You hear a couple gasps, especially Lucy. She's like, ah! And she kind of like you can hear her stumble over a couple tables and completely like smack onto the ground. And then all of a sudden you watch as the moonlight from the far window slowly, very, very slowly, turns pitch black. You can see that something is covering it. And you hear creaks of wood.
It's a dragon.
It's a dragon. All I can think about is the scene from The Hobbit when Thorin was... Anyways, and he you hear a couple creaks of wood as people start to just stop. Everything stops, and you just like all the commotion, all the chaos, the people running, everyone just stops. There's a couple of whispers, and then all of a sudden, the torches come back on, and you see in every corner of the room, especially in every corner of the room, there is a hooded, raven-like figure there, standing very silently.
A raven?
Daggers drawn.
Kenku!
The Kenkus, yes.
I'm sorry.
There are 4 Kenkus in this room, and they're all standing in the corners. You can see as one of the Kenkus walks forward, and something very interesting about these characters is that they're all wearing dark cloaks. You can't see their face, but you can see their beaks protruding from the darkness that is within their cloak, and you see the feathers that are kind of like beautifully flowing from the cloak as well. And you see as one of them has a gilded beak, and he walks forward, and he stops. Lucy gets up, and she says, "Whoa!" And she starts backing away as she kind of just like, I didn't know you guys would be coming. And you hear as one of the Kenkus, the golden beak Kenku, kind of like with his, you can hear in a different voice. It's it kind of sounds very, very out of context from what you have said, but you can hear him say with an open mouth, "Not on the night of the masquerade." And he kind of like clicks, and he's like, and he kind of twitches a little bit as he says, "Not on the night of the masquerade." And then the Minotaur comes up, he swipes blood away from his nose, and he's like, okay. He's kind of like, okay. He knows he's in trouble a little bit. He kind of just, he's almost like he's prepping himself. And then he rushes towards the center Kenku as his followers kind of just watch stunned as the center Kenku takes 3 daggers from his waist pocket and each individually slings them towards him with one swift motion, as well as the people in the corners of the room, one swift motion with their send 3 daggers. And from all sides, daggers like fly into the Minotaur's burly body as 3 golden ones come from the golden beak Kenku, and they all just litter his body, and there's and you kind of just hear him go, and he falls to the ground, and he's like, you can hear his slow wheezing as he kind of just tumbles to the ground as everything shakes, as if an earthquake just protruded through the bar. And the Minotaur is dead. The Kenku, the center Kenku said, once again, "Not on the night of the masquerade." And then the lights go out, they come back on, and they're gone.
What was that?
I pick up my dagger that I that got tossed around somewhere.
I'm gonna see if Amity's okay.
I want to walk over to Lucy.
Okay. So Susie, you're checking out Amity right now. Amity, what do you do? Okay.
She's checking me. She's just checking on me.
Yeah, because you were just kind of like you took a full like 300-pound Minotaur just like right on your body.
Yeah.
The blood that seems to be coming from you is really not, because the blood from the back of his head kind of dripped onto your nose and followed down. So your clothes, especially the top of your clothes, are a little stained, and there's blood kind of just like on the bottom of your face. Anon, as you walk over to Lucy, you see her like really against the wall, kind of just like with her sword in hand. It's just kind of shaking in her boots, and it's just like, I think you guys should go.
Can I at least get my second loaf of bread?
Yeah. Jonathan, and then Jonathan kind of just he like slowly peeks over the bar, his black hair kind of just in a sweat. He's a bit greasy, and he's like, yeah, Lucy. And then Lucy's like, can we get a loaf of bread? And he's like, yeah, I'll be right on that. And
Thank you.
Lucy kind of, she's like, okay, and there's knocked over tables everywhere. She puts up a table, and she drags a couple chairs in so everyone can sit down. It's just you four, not including Lucy and Jonathan, in that tavern at that point. Everyone else is gone, and there's no sign of the Kenkus besides the daggers that were in the body of the Minotaur. And she kind of just sets a table. She puts a candle in the middle, and kind of just like slouches down on a chair and just relieved that nothing happened. Too bad has happened to her.
After I get my bread, I want to go over to the rest of you.
Okay. So currently it is Amity being tended to by Susie's character. And then Tia, what do you want to do at this point?
I kind of just want to observe.
Okay. So as you see as this she-elf stands in the corner just observing, just standing. Hand on her chin, just watching as this kind of unfolds. Amity and Susie's character, what do you guys want to do?
I'm just gonna reassure. No, it's all right. I'm fine. All this blood isn't mine, and I'm gonna try cleaning myself somehow.
I'll run over. I cast Prestidigitation and get rid of the blood.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Hi, I'm Anon. What's your name?
Hi, Anon. I'm Amity.
Oh, you're pink. That's unusual, from what I can tell.
I guess I get that a lot.
Why was he so mean to you?
Well, I'm a tiefling, I guess. People are mean, I guess. It's not a big deal.
I mean, he could at least, not be mean like that. Oh, are you hurt?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
None of the blood is mine. Thank you, though.
I want to grab my nose where I got hit, and I'm going to use healing hands and sort of like crack it back into place and add 2 hit points back.
Oh boy, okay.
From that feature.
So you watch as this weird looking kind of humanoid thing kind of just goes with his nose, and just a little bit of a it comes, a little bit of whimper comes from the mouth as he kind of just brings his nose back into a proper form. And at this time you see Jonathan kind of still shaking, he brings out 5 plates with nice warm buttered bread and water for all. And he kind of just sets it down on the table and then walks back into the kitchen, and you hear a thud, and that was him kind of just slamming onto the floor, exhausted and just kind of frankly petrified.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Uh-huh. Lucy starts devouring her bread as if she hasn't eaten in days. Please, guys, eat, please.
I'll do the same.
Yes, I was moving on.
I'm sorry.
Wait, for future reference, for using gritty realism, how does Song of Rest work?
Say that again?
Using gritty realism, how does my bard Song of Rest work?
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm aware of this.
Figure it out later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. So she as you see Lucy, she kind of just as she's eating, she starts bawling. She starts like her eyes. She's visibly red. She's sweating. She starts bawling her eyes out. She starts weeping, and she puts her head under the table, like kind of like cradling herself with her arms. As you
What's
all
wrong?
just sit. Give me a second.
I think the DM's dead.
He definitely died.
Rip.
All right, it's our
So
turn
what-
to take over.
Roll to see who wants to be DM.
All right. Let's go. I got a 9.
15.
Oh, all right.
18.
Ooh.
Okay, cool.
Or what modifier though?
Oh, that's true.
Wisdom modifier?
+2 if you want to, -2 if you don't want to.
All right. I'll take a -2.
-1.
So I think that means
Oh, there he
Katie's
is.
our new DM.
Hello. Okay.
Jamie, you've been overthrown.
Yeah, Katie's the new
You gotta
DM.
be DM.
As you see Lucy's. Okay. So the heavy breathing kind of still ensues, and she's just she peeks her head up. You can only see her vibrantly blue eyes, gilded with tears. She says, I mean, this is my second day, and we have a ball to get to." She's just really kind of panicked at the moment. She just plops her head back down and starts weeping a little more.
I go
Are you
over.
afraid of the end of the trial?
What?
The end of the trial.
The trial?
Yeah.
He seems to say that whenever he means life.
I mean, the ball is soon. I mean, I was supposed to be in the, and I was supposed to be in the black room, and now that this happens, I don't know if I can anymore. She starts panicking and then just leaves, and she goes into the back room in the kitchen.
All right, fine. Hey, when is the ball again? Or what was it? Party? Gala?
Ball. I don't know what this ball is. Does anyone know anything about it?
Yeah, it's a masquerade ball that's happening tonight.
Ooh, I pull out like a white dove mask and put it on. I'm wearing this.
Guess I could make a costume.
Ooh, there's a really nice. So there's some really nice people who sell full outfits just down the road, I think.
What time is this ball?
What?
You know what time this ball is?
That seems to have slipped my mind.
I guess I'll notice when everyone starts partying.
Yeah. Jamie, is this on the same day as when I got the outfit, or is it?
No, that was 2 days prior. 2 days prior.
Okay. Oh, so the ball's tonight, actually, I think.
Is it Jamie?
You see Jonathan peek his head out the thing. He says, he kind of like waddle. He kind of just something on his mind. He says something on his mind. He sits down at the table and he says, "Please, guys, sit." As you know, she is a delicate little soul thing, I guess you guys can say. Do you mind going with the ball with her?
Of course not.
Of course we can.
Yeah.
She got tickets to, not tickets, well, she got accepted into the black room. And it was gonna be her special night. It's her birthday. And like, I don't know, it'd just be me a lot if you guys can just, I don't know, she needs a little cheering up. I can stay back and clear it up. We have extra gowns and and everything in the closet over there. And he kind of just points to the corner of the room, and he says, "Thanks, guys." And he walks back into the kitchen, and you can hear like faint whispers of him trying to console Lucy as she's just kind of crying.
Well, that sounds like a nice thing to do. She seems sad.
Should we go back and check out what they have?
Yeah.
Let's go do that.
So you just walk over and you open the door and you see these two. So you see 3 or 4 kind of. They're all pitch black clothing. They're a bit wrinkled. They look like they've been worn a couple times. Freshly washed. They smell like lavender. And they're like dressed in beautiful raven feathers, and they're just pitch black. And there's 2 dresses and 2 suits, and they have an accompanying mask that can go over it. So yeah.
What do the masks look like?
One of
What is
them. Sorry, what? DJ, were you going to say something?
I was gonna ask what the mask looked like.
Okay, so the male mask looks. It's a full mask with a pale expression on its face. It's pitch black, and it has raven feathers that kind of follow the neck down. So it's like tight raven feathers that follow the neck down, and the sides of the face as well, and kind of it's almost like it's a headdress. It's almost like a headdress of just pure raven feathers and this blank kind of expressionless mask with black jewels studded around it, and it kind of like it's just yeah.
Does anyone have a preference on what they want to choose? I could go with whatever.
I like the raven feathers.
What about you two? I look towards the hooded person that I don't know what they are, and the elf.
I shake my head.
Looks like I'll go with the dress.
And then okay, so as you guys are kind of like sifting through the closet, you see little shaky Lucy kind of comes out, and she's like she kind of like waddles over with her hand on her arm, like her hair bouncing alongside her. She said, thank you. She kind of just looks down. And then she spontaneously gives Susie's character a giant hug. Just boom.
She was awkwardly joining on this hug.
Wait, did the 4 outfits include one for Lucy or not?
Lucy has her own.
All right, great.
2 dresses and 2 suits.
I mean, 2 of you have things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're white though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that is true.
Oh, no, you go. Sorry.
I could cast Disguise Self on myself if I really need clothing. How long is the ball, anyways?
It's all night.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work.
Depends on how much magic you have.
Certainly don't have enough for all night.
Around this time, it's like after all of that, it all started around 7 o'clock. So right now it's around around 7:30ish, and the ball starts at 11 o'clock, and so that's generally the time frame that we're gonna be working with here.
Oh, if you guys don't mind, I'll just take this dress and go over here to get changed. And I wander somewhere to get changed.
I mean, you
Uh,
can go. Sorry, what?
I was just gonna ask if I could take some raven feathers and go find something black to turn the dove mask into something closer to a raven mask.
Okay, so I guess make an investigation check.
Okie dokie. Natural one.
Okay.
Oh yikes!
You kind of look around. It's just a bunch of it's just a bar, so there's a bunch of like miscellaneous items around everywhere. You didn't find anything. I mean,
All right, I'll just go with the one here.
she disengages from the hug from Susie's character, and then she's like, you see a new rejuvenation of life comes to her, and she's like, I have to go get ready. And she kind of just like bounces back into the kitchen, and and she disappears into the kitchen.
I'm gonna run into the closet and just close the door and start throwing on a suit. 1 second.
Oh, yikers!
The mic is
Have you tried turning it on and off again? Oh, that's all I could do.
oh boy.
I remember I had this problem the first time I tried. It was something with my settings, but like, because you've been talking, that's not going to be the same thing.
That's with the settings. Maybe you're using the wrong mic.
You can disconnect and reconnect. I know it sounds dumb, but sometimes it works.
That sometimes works. Tried.
Yeah. Oh,
This
Or
wait,
just
happened
unmute
wait,
yourself.
before with me.
Speak-
Ow.
I saw the green line.
Okay, so the microphone's there, maybe?
Yeah,
No? I don't know.
I hear static noises. I don't know if you can hear it, but I know you probably can. So I'm gonna disconnect you, and you just rejoin.
O server 4, by the way.
Ooh, that
Oh.
is when I need everyone to, quote unquote, leave the table. Then I just drag them down there.
You drag
Oh.
Why don't you drag that one person down there instead of dragging everyone down there?
No, that's what I'm saying. I go down there and I just drag somebody else.
Okay. You're bad at communicating, I forgot. No,
Oh
just kidding.
man. Okay. Did that work?
Probably not.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're actually ending like around the ending time anyways, so
Shoot, we're already almost over.
yeah. So you see this beautiful looking short 5'6" kind of redhead woman come out of the kitchen, as her dress is kind of like so expansive almost that it's kind of like poofing around everything, and she walks from behind the counter, and she kind of just does a little twirl in front of you guys, and she's like, how do I look? And then you can't see her red hair, you can't see any of her skin. It is all covered by just pitch black raven feathers, and just her clothing is just very extravagant and very, very nice to look at. She has a little bit of a beak mask going on at the moment, and she looks at all of you and says, "We're gonna be such great friends." And then she does a little clap thingy and bounces up and down. And that is where we're gonna end tonight's session. Thank you guys.